Hello and welcome on Thomas Geiger Car, today with the AMG GT. I know you know this vehicle. For years now it's competing very successfully against cars like, for example, the Porsche 911. But now AMG is taking a different twist and building its first four-door coupe. So we're not only talking about a sports car, we're also talking about a luxury car. Something to compete against Porsche Panamera and Aston Martin Rapide. If you want to know if this car is still a true sports car, if it's really luxurious and if it's a true competitor to the cars I've mentioned, join me on my test drive and I'll tell you more about it. The GT 4-door will be available with 3 engines for the start. Base model is the GT 53 with the new inline 6 petrol engine with 435 horsepower out of 3 liters of displacement and with the additional EQ boost system of the electric starter generator that adds a bit of more punch when you kick off at the red light, and that helps to save fuel due to more recuperation. If you go for the real thing, you get the 4 liters V8 in 2 different settings, as the GT 63 with 585 horsepower or the GT 63S Plus with 639 horsepower. Even if you take the smallest and weakest GT, you'll accelerate from 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds and go up to 285 kilometers per hour. If you take the top model, then you make that in 3.2 seconds and reach 315 kilometers per hour. And I'm damn sure that's not it. If you look at the Porsche lineup for the Panamera, you will see more derivatives coming for the Mercedes as well. I guess a more sporty model, maybe even a Black Series, and if they're taking it serious with widening their range and with looking into seriously fuel consumption reduction, they most probably go for the plug-in hybrid as well, especially for markets like China or the US. Driving the AMG GT 4-door is realizing driving pleasure in a new dimension, because I've not driven many 4-door cars with 5 proper seats that are as aggressive and dynamic as the GT. Sure, an S-Class AMG is powerful, an E-Class as well, and also a C-Class. They're all incredibly fast and they're pretty agile, but this car really has the genes of a sports car. That's the reason why you can go with it on a racetrack as well. And for sure you can drive very fast on a long straight highway, but the most fun is still a curvy country road like that, because this is the kind of road you would not expect a car like this one with more than 5 meters and more than 2 tons to be agile and handy as it is. The reason why the AMG GT 4-door is more sportive, more agile and more aggressive than an S-Class or an E-Class with the same engine is mainly due to the seating position. I have these bucket seats that really cover me. Everything is focused on the driver and I'm really engaged, so I get a good feeling for the road and I really like to grab the wheel and go in a very engaged way. Not so much like in a limousine where you just hang loose and drive fast. No, here you're really focused on the road. For my taste, I would love to sit even a bit lower to get a better feeling for the road. But compared to the limousines and more so to the SUVs, that is as close as you can get to the road in a 4-door AMG car till now. The interior of the AMG GT 4-door is almost the most fancy one that you can get at Mercedes at the moment. We have the big widescreen cockpit as we know it from CLS or the updated S-Class, just without the touchscreen that we have in the A-Class. But we also have some new buttons on the center tunnel. And that's not only buttons, that's also a small display. And it's giving a real nice look and a good feedback for what you do. So once you press the button, you see what is happening. Sports exhaust or rear spoiler, traction control, dampers, different drive modes, all on the same buttons that you know, but now they're looking way cooler. And a bit inspired by Porsche, we have 2 more dials at the steering wheel. One also for the different drive modes and one for exhaust and damping. And they're all with a little display showing you in which setting you are at the moment. Really cute, really neat, and very modern. If you compare it with an S-Class with an AMG badge, the GT 4-door is the loser. But if you compare it with other sports cars, you most probably can't find a more comfortable seat in the second row. What a surprise, with almost 3 meters of wheelbase and a length of more than 5 meters. So you have somehow the same legroom than you know it from the Porsche Panamera. And you have an easy getting in and getting out due to the big doors without any frames. Even the small roofline does not compromise the headroom since you sit pretty low. So the matter of comfort is not a question of legroom, headroom and seats. It's more a question of the style of the driver. Because I can easily imagine sitting here for hours on a relaxed highway cruise. But if we go on the racetrack, I'll better move towards the front. The trunk of the AMG GT 4-door sports car holds 456 liters of luggage. On the first glimpse, that's not a big improvement compared to the 2-door GT that is mentioned with 350 liters of loading capacity. But there is a difference. You just pull this button and the rear seats folds down. And then you have as much space as you know it from a station wagon. You can even lay back and have a sleep and a nap in your sports car. Thanks for joining me on that first review with the new Mercedes-AMG GT 4-door coupe. The name is horrible, but the car really offers the best out of two worlds. It's the most luxurious sports car AMG has ever built, and it's the most sporty limousine Mercedes has ever built. The car that fits to every road. It's perfect for high-speed autobahn driving. It is perfect for Gran Turismo style driving on a country road, and even on a Formula 1 racetrack like here, it fits. So for my taste, one of the most interesting cars ever built by AMG. A car that makes you forget about the Aston Martin Rapide and makes you think twice about the Porsche Panamera. But these two might not be the only losers in this game. There is no reason anymore to buy a Mercedes CLS if you can have the GT 4-door coupe. The only reason? Maybe the price, because this car costs 1.5 times the same amount of money. Thank you, tschüsschen, and bye-bye.